Hello everyone and welcome to the first video of a series geared towards helping people in their walkthrough of the brutal difficulty of the Legacy of the Void campaign. I'm going to go over the Prologue, main campaign and the Epilogue campaigns, starting with the Prologue and the very first mission. Now what's ironic is that so far I've completed the Prologue campaign and I'm 3/4 into the main campaign on Brutal. And the first mission of the Prologue, the one I'm making this video for, has been the hardest one for me. On all other missions I've completed like 15 others. I've failed several times, but I was always able to fix it by just loading the latest checkpoint. On this mission I was forced to restart the whole mission twice, and on the successful attempt I also had to load a checkpoint, so this has definitely been the hardest so far. Right, so what you have to do in this mission is you have to free two groups of protoss before the station reactor gets destroyed by waves of zerg enemies. There is a bonus objective which I recommend because it gives you some reinforcements. You have to liberate two pylons along the way. So the first things I recommend you doing: saturate your mineral line, get a second geyser but not too early. Perhaps get a 15 probes or so on the minerals and then go for second gas. And what's key is you need to place a pylon and 3 to 5 photon cannons on the top right edge of the platform, because there will be waves of banshees and Vikings coming to you from that point. And if you place the cannons next to your base, what will happen is the Vikings would land and they'll attack you alongside the banshees. However, if you place them on the very edge, what will happen is the Vikings will fly over all the cannons and try to land behind them, and during this time they'll probably be already dead. If not, you can just warp a couple of units there and help the towers clean up. Initially I tried with towers next to the base, next to the nexus, but it's much harder because you basically have to fight the Vikings as well. Now I tried going for Dark Templar, it didn't work so well, so what I instead did is going for Colossus.
Eliminate the protoss base. Glory to our master.
The zerg are gathering. They will surely attack soon.
Now, as you saw there, I handled the Vikings and the zerg are attacking again. I'll now mass up a force and I'll attack at about the 10-minute mark, which is right before the zerg's next attack.
Command me. Base is under attack. I'm here in the shadows. I'm here in the shadows. I'm here in the shadows.
So once you get 2 to 3 Colossus, a couple of sentries, some stalkers and zealots, make sure you utilize your resources well. Also be careful not to get in the way of the zerg waves, because they can just devour you. That's what happened to me once. While you're attacking, make sure that your zealots don't take unnecessary damage, but at the same time you have to hurry up. So you sort of have to find the proper balance between doing a lot of damage but not wasting your units. Also make sure your sentries are at the back because the AI will focus sentries. When it comes to reinforcements, you might want to bring a probe for a pylon. You will get the bonus objective, which is a pylon, and you can warp in some reinforcements there. But at the meantime, warp some at your base, but be careful if you want to send them over to your main army, because there are, like I said, zerg waves, and you don't want your reinforcements to be cut off by the zerg and killed. Especially if you're making colossus, be very careful with them. Also utilize Blinkstalker Micro as much as you can. These are good advices in general for all other missions, but in this one in particular, I find losing units to be a major issue here, so try to keep your units alive as much as possible. You can blink offensively if there are siege tanks, but just be careful if there are many reinforcements next to them. You might not want to do it because the stalkers will die, especially if they're marauders.
Impossible!
They are experimenting with pylon technology. We should eliminate these Terrans and reclaim the pylon for ourselves.
The swarm is upon you, Mobius Core. We are a tide of death that does not break.
Reclaiming the pylon now. It is hard to believe such primitive beasts can manipulate our technology.
Let our enemy know our fury. Cool.
I like foot iron.
I serve the shadows. Intrigue. Stay back.
Well done. Destroying the bridge control has extended a walkway to our nexus point. The swarm will begin another assault soon.
I am here.
Those who side with Amon's hybrid deserve no mercy. Devour them whole.
Slaughter the protoss. Their corpses are still of use.
So ultimately you'll get to the other side of your base and the bridge where your cannons are will be opened, so you can quickly send reinforcements from the base to that point. There will be another set of minerals there. You can set up a nexus because your minerals will begin to expire, but I don't think you'll have enough time to properly saturate everything and rebuild an army. Spend your resources as fast as possible the whole time. I tried focusing mainly on stalkers and colossus. It's pretty gas heavy, but if you manage to keep your stalkers alive, it really is a good strategy. Dark Templar and Zealots just suffer a lot. I tried initially a little more Dark Templar and Zealot heavy. It didn't work as well.
The final cell awaits us, Zeratul. We should delay no longer.
I am here in the shadows.
I like foot iron.
I am the heart of darkness. I am here in the shadows. Very well. I am here in the shadows. You require my... I have the vote.
Base is under attack.
I am here in the shadows.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
We are one.
Mineral field depleted.
Both pylons have been returned to our rightful control. Warping in reinforcements now.
Minions, go forth and slaughter. I wish to be done with this already.
The swarm prepares to assault Mobius Core's final defenses. We must travel swiftly.
I am here in the shadows.
The defenses are growing stronger. Push forward with all our might!
The hybrid are free. Strike them down.
And as you can see at the very end, you have to face a lot of siege tanks, a lot of hybrid, and it was a pretty close mission. Now, I didn't really use immortals here, which might be helpful. You might want to try sacrificing a Colossus or two and getting several immortals to absorb some of the siege tank damage as you kill them, if you can make it. But I went for Colossus and it worked. So that was basically it. I didn't play it perfectly, I made some mistakes, maybe you'll learn from them as well, and I wish you good luck. This is really, for me, and I'd say perhaps in general, one of the hardest, if not the hardest missions in Legacy of the Void. Like I said, I haven't completed the last about a quarter of missions and the epilogue. I have a feeling that the epilogue will be hard as well, but we'll see when I get there. So that was it for now. Thanks for watching and good luck completing the mission on Brutal.